Hey YouTube, it's me again. I just wanted to come on today and talk about something that's affected me and millions of other women. It's a disorder called Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. What it is a female endocrine disorder. It affects your fertility. Some of the symptoms of it are irregular menstrual cycles or no menstrual cycles, difficulty losing weight. The main thing is that you have an excessive amount of androgens, and what that is are masculine hormones. Women do create these hormones in small amounts, but with polycystic ovarian syndrome, you create more of them, which might result in acne, hirsutism, which is excess body hair, and insulin resistance, which causes diabetes, mostly type 2 diabetes and high cholesterol. So I'll read a few things for you off of some resources that I've found. It affects about 5 to 10% of women, and only 30% actually really have polycystic ovaries, and that's when there are lots of cysts on your ovaries. I know I don't have any polycystic ovaries, but I do suffer from some of the other symptoms of it. Researchers think that it might be a genetic disorder, but there aren't too many factors that back this theory up. So for me, how polycystic ovarian syndrome has affected my life. Growing up, when I started my menstrual cycle, they were irregular. And I remember reading that usually when girls start their cycle, it's not regular for the first 2 years. But mine never got regular. I've always kind of battled with my weight. I've always been a little chubby as a kid, and a lot of times with polycystic ovarian syndrome, the symptoms that you have, you think are normal, but they're really not, because they're a little more excessive than others. So with the acne, it's like, okay, all teenagers have acne, but with polycystic ovarian syndrome, it's like you can't really get it under control, and some people have it worse than others. Body hair, excessive body hair. I've been affected by that also, and some people will grow hair all over their back, really excessive on their arms, really excessive on their legs, bikini area, their buttocks, mustaches. Women you see with really prominent sideburns or chin hair, like I said, mustache. You have a hormonal imbalance that causes these things to grow out of whack. And the same thing with your weight. And your weight and your hair growth are also controlled by your thyroid. So women with hypothyroidism and polycystic ovarian syndrome have trouble getting their weight under control and have trouble getting their hair growth under control. So for me, hair growth has been an issue. Weight gain. I know that if I gain 10 pounds, my cycle is cutting off. Like, it shuts off like a light switch. And the moment I lose 10 pounds, it comes back on. So one of the ways for me to keep my PCO under control is by exercising regularly. I've always felt like I've had to exercise twice as hard to get half as far, or to, you know, get to a normal size weight. I've never been obese, but I am 5'2". And the heaviest that I've been was 185 pounds. I've always been pretty active. In college, I marched in a band. I have no problem working out. It's just that I have to work out really, really hard to get to a normal weight. So one summer, I lost 30 pounds. It was probably over about 6, 7, 8 months that I lost this weight. I got down to 150, and you know, I looked really, really small. Everybody would tell me I looked really, really small. But I liked it. I really did. But maintaining it was difficult. Because what I had to do to lose that 30 pounds, I was working out every single day. I was on I think a 1,200, about a 1,200 to 1,100 calorie diet. Bread and things like that. I'm not really a huge bread eater, but I know I ate more brown rice, and I am a pescatarian, which means I don't eat meat, but I still eat seafood and eggs. But so I just kind of felt like I was constantly monitoring every little thing to keep me at that 150. And when I wouldn't, I would look at the scale and, you know, after about a month, I went up a couple of pounds and then a couple more pounds. And then here I am back at 183, and it's, I want to say about 2 years later, 2 to 3 years later. So it's really, really difficult trying to stay at a normal size weight for my height. But I do know what works, and I have made a decision that I know that this is something that I have, and that this is something that in order to stay under control, I need to do certain things and just to chalk it up. So I will also start documenting my exercise regimen and my eating habits. I've never been a big eater, though I do enjoy my sweets. I do. But with the PCO, that's horrible because, you know, a lot of women with PCO also have diabetes, and I'm not trying to go there. So getting my diet under control is definitely one thing that I'm trying to do. A few other symptoms of PCO are oily skin or dandruff. I usually get a lot of dandruff in the wintertime. My scalp gets very, very dry. But I actually just bought some vitamin E oil, and I put it on my scalp the other day. Oh my gosh. This stuff is great. My scalp is so moisturized. It's not flaking or anything. It's just great. I don't know why I never used this before. I've also put it on my lips because it's a great moisturizer. Anyways, they say extra weight gain excessively around the waist. Yes, I've definitely experienced that because my legs, I have great legs. I have to say that I have great legs. But it's just, you know, women, we get that little pooch right there. It doesn't go anywhere. It does not go anywhere. So I really have to bump up the cardio and resistance training for it to do anything. Going on low carb diets, that's difficult for me. Because when I do something, I don't go low carb. I go no carb. And I know that that's bad because once you do start eating those carbohydrates again, you'll gain weight and a few extra pounds. So I just try substituting. I love brown rice and good carbs, you know, brown rice, wheat, grains, things of that sort. It says skin tags, patches of skin on the neck, arms, and breasts and thighs that are thick, brown, and dark. Now I don't have that symptom. Skin tags, excessive flaps of skin under the armpits or neck area. So I don't have any of that. Pelvic pain, anxiety or depression, sleep apnea. I think the anxiety or depression, I don't really know how that directly correlates, but I'm just guessing maybe from the other symptoms that you get, you might get depressed from that. I'm not sure though, I'm not a doctor. I know there are some medications that you can take in order to get the PCO under control. I haven't taken anything. I've always tried to treat it kind of naturally, taking my regular vitamins and trying to eat well. But the next time I go to the doctor, I will ask them about a popular medication that women take. It's called metformin. Now, it's not specifically designed for PCO, but there have been studies that prove that it helps with some of the symptoms of PCO. So I'm going to ask her about that and see what she says, and I'll report back to you guys. But I will come back and touch a little more in depth about my different specific symptoms and how I try to keep them under control. I hope this has kind of shined a light on this and shown one of the many disorders that are going on in this world and that affect women specifically. If you have any questions, feel free to inbox me or post a comment, and I will come back another day and with some more information and give it to you guys. So thanks for watching.